Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Booth,
What's up?
where we talk to DJs about DJs' life and experiences. I go by the name of DJ Kamish.
Hey now.
My lovely co-host BX is here.
What's up, y'all?
My co-host Mr. 212 DJ Knuckles is here.
What's up, boy?
And we have a special guest all the way up from Miami. I don't know if you did MIA or FLL to get here, but you're here, right? My homie Fly Guy is here.
Yes.
What's up?
DJ Fly Guy.
And Fly Guy, let me just start by asking, how did you get your name? Because it's not Fly Guy, it's a Fly Guy.
Right.
Only
for search engine optimization. So, short story, before I was DJing, back when blogs was a thing, me and my crew out in New York, we used to go down to DC and throw parties. And the parties were called Fashion Monster parties because we were so fresh and scary. So everybody in the crew had a nickname except for me. So one day we get to the party, we all wore half tuxedos on the top, jeans on the bottom, fitteds. So our door girl looked at me when we walked in and she was like, yo, you're a really fly guy. And then from there I was like, yo, I need a name for my blog. And it stuck. Then a year later I started DJing and I'm like, well, my real name is Rassan. I'm like, I'm not going to be DJ Rassan. So I'll just use Fly Guy.
See, that's why we do this. I like stories like that. that. Nobody would ever know that. You could DJ 100 years, nobody would have knew that. Right. That is crazy.
I know this guy. We go back at least, I don't know, 10.
About
a good 10
years, yeah.
And I never knew that. I'd never heard that.
And I put the A in front of it so that when you Googled it or you searched it, it would pop up first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's how.
Gotcha.
He's intelligent.
Well, that's some marketing though. That's some marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you get it done.
Because it's like, who doesn't love a fly guy? Like,
that is a fact.
So when you say it like that, all in terms of branding, marketing, promotion, that was the whole like science behind using A.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. I'm a freak for the real story behind stuff. I'm a freak for that beat. That was dope.
That's
dope. Where's she at? You still know?
No, we haven't seen. I mean, this is, you going back to 2007.
She might call you for a check, B.
She might.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So when did you start DJing?
2008.
That's kind of a long time.
2008. So this is year number 16.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, it was always like my first maybe 2 or 3 years. I was horrible. Right back, I got banned from a couple spots on South Beach.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah. Then years later, went back and DJ'd in, and they didn't know it was me that they banned like 5 years before.
That's funny.
Wait a minute, you got banned how? Like just because
the music was bad?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you,
did you have
the DJ name when you did it when you was bad? First, you changed it or you kept saying it?
No,
they just forgot.
That's like funny. Time heals all wounds, I guess. But I guess I gotten so much better that they didn't remember
the references.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's when I started.
I can't picture you being bad.
Yeah, it was awful. awful. Like
wow.
You remember I did the TV show Master of the Mix.
Yes,
right.
Yes, and I remember that.
Capri was one of the judges.
Yes, sir.
You did that show too.
I did season 3, yeah. The last season.
Okay.
The big season. No disrespect to BET, but yeah.
Right.
Because season 1 and 2 were 30-minute episodes on BET.
Right. Yes. The other ones was an hour.
Season 3 was an hour on VH1.
I remember that.
So it made it more prime time. But the episode, out of 10 episodes, I went home on episode 7. And the episode that I lost on, I was supposed to lose because of who I was going up against. Okay. Shout out to JCO, Chris Carnes, DJ Incrediboy, Lil Kim's DJ. But even in that instance, this is 2013.
Right.
Like my chat, like what it was every episode they would issue the challenge for the day in the morning. So okay, here's today's challenge. Go to the practice room and practice. So that morning when they were like, okay, the challenge is speak with your hands, I knew I was going home. Because that episode was the turntablist episode. And I know that, every DJ has their strengths and weaknesses. That's my weakness. So I was like, okay. To the point where I told the producers, I said, I don't even want to do the challenge today.
Really?
So then they, they don't be a quitter. And I'm like, all right. Can I curse? Curse on here?
No, we don't.
Okay. But so I was like, all right, I won't be a quitter. Went and did the challenge, and it was so bad. And mind you, we filmed it in Miami, so I was like the hometown hero.
Yeah,
everybody in the crowd that came to the tapings cheering for me. It was so bad, girls in the crowd started crying. That's how bad.
That's how bad.
Get out of here.
Really? How long was this set?
2 minutes. That felt like 2 hours.
Did it take toll on your business once you finished the show?
And it elevated my business. even though
just because you was on the show.
Just because you're on the show.
Okay.
You know, like you couldn't pay for that. I was in the newspaper, the Miami Herald, and Sister to Sister magazine. And so from a publicity standpoint, they have done so much marketing in the months leading up to the premiere that it was already good. But I definitely caught some hate too, like DJ Cry Guy, because I ended up crying on the show.
They called you
because after every episode, you would have to go and do like your post challenge interview. And you know, I was like,
the internet could be so cruel.
You going home, and
that was the beginning.
That's not just the internet. That's just people in
general. That's just so cruel. DJ Cry.
Yeah, Cry Guy. Yeah, on Twitter, they let me.
We gotta remember too. Some people don't really see the in-depthness of this DJ thing. They really don't. They some see it as it's just a hobby. This turns into from a hobby to a job to a career, and that's
a passion. Like you don't understand if you're really passionate about something and you don't execute it well.
Yeah.
That's how connected to this craft that I am.
So is this your primary? This is your career. This is all you do.
This is all I've done for the past 16 years. This is how I feed my family. Yeah, this is not a hobby. So it became a business very fast. You know, it like from year number 2.
So what was the first tour that you went on? Because we're going to touch into what you've been doing the last couple of months, but what was your first big tour after doing the show?
The first big one was the R&B Money tour that I just did.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Tank was like. He's like, look, you starting out hot out the gate. Look, this is your first tour, nice tour bus. And, you know, I was like, you know, but I'd gone on the road with Uncle Luke before.
Okay.
Going on the road with TJ Moses, Raheem Devon, but this was like the first like
big
multi-city, 25 cities.
Oh, nice.
Let me ask you, you know, you, me, and Kamish, we know tons of DJs, and if we was to sit and just do a DJ conversation, we would sit there and categorize DJs, even though we don't like to be that because we feel we're flexible and all that. But when you said you do the tours, do you feel like, okay, this didn't work for me, but this tour thing is, do you feel like you're just a tour DJ, or you could still do the 8 to 8 parties like we used to do?
I can do anything.
Okay.
I'm a party DJ.
Party.
You know, and it's taken, you actually take the party approach and apply that to an arena or to like a concert hall. You create the same energy.
Right.
People come into the building early, they get in their seats, they're not maybe they're not drunk yet, they're not there yet, they okay, I'm here now, here for the show. But how do you engage them to pay attention to you for an hour before the artist comes out?
Right.
I was just about to ask you that because that's one thing I've never done. Like you've been on tour.
Yeah.
And you just finished a tour.
2 tours. Well, he's still on tour.
Well, the Chris Brown tour is different. So shout out to Mike Gardner, my headliner family. Like, so what we do is the after parties for the Chris Brown tour.
So
Chris has his DJ, shout out to DJ Fresh, the world famous DJ Fresh. That's the tour DJ. And then we do the after parties for.
Gotcha.
So you're doing the parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I was asking because I know the tours 90% of the time, depending on the artist you with, it's a 15-20 minute opening. If you're the actual show DJ, you're doing the intermission with him or without him, because some artists, you know, they stay on stage or they go back and dress and you you know, you got people that just do that, and then you put them in the club and you be like, we was just at the arena with him. What are you doing now?
Right,
you know what I mean? But you know, it's always a great question because, like I said, we got great listeners and we can inspire people or get the questions answered that they don't know. You know what I mean? Because you know, Kid Capri, one of the greatest, and I watched him do 8 p.m. till 8 in the morning, like those parties, and then all of a sudden he became this tour guy, and then you don't see him do full parties no more. So I don't know if it's because of his celebrity status or there's just that kind of thing. You grow and grow and you get into a category to where you are a celebrity DJ and you don't have to play as much. You dig where I'm coming from? Because some of them don't come back to the party scene once they get to a certain level. So you know, I just love DJs personally that are flexible. That's why, you know, I ask you. I know you got love for it.
I think it also becomes like the kind of gratification you want out of your craft and your career at one point, because like the party energy we know is different than, you know, a concert energy. Right. But if you want both, then hopefully you'll be blessed enough to do both. Me, I love both for how different they are, but then how similar they are too. You know, but like the R&B Money tour was so incredible because I had an hour. I start the show up with an hour set, and then Carl Thomas comes out.
Nice.
And then right after Carl, shout to DJ Mars. He's Usher's DJ, Kerry Hilson's DJ.
That's ATL, baby.
Yeah. Mars will come out and get the crowd ready for Kerry. And then he'll DJ with Kerry's set. And then after that, then I'll come back out for another 15 minutes before Tank comes out. So I got to do it like twice.
Gotcha.
And really like showcase who I am and give them different kinds of energy, like within the first hour, and in that little 15 minutes that felt like an hour.
Right.
And then take that, because when Tank comes out, it's like now the place is full. Everybody's ready for the ladies.
Yeah.
They're like, so it was interesting to like do 25 cities and like try to tailor the set to each city, each region.
Right.
And,
that's
and still make
and
impact.
kill it.
before
Yeah.
he comes
I was
out.
about to say, how much homework is that? DJ homework. Like,
I mean, y'all know it's a lot. Like, it's like, okay, we're doing 3 cities in Cali, LA, San Francisco, Sacramento. Okay, the last 2, Sac and San Fran. It's the Bay Area.
Mhm.
You know, you kind of know
You know
musically.
Yeah,
you know, you're gonna hit your E40. You're gonna hit your Keep the Sneak.
Right.
You're gonna hit Mr. Fab. You know, you're gonna hit Too Short, of course,
Right.
and then give the local people of that city what's familiar to them. But then say, well, but I came from Miami, so let me give you some of this.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Or you know, or when we did King Steeler in Brooklyn, like I did a reggae. There's the only city I did a reggae set, a dancehall set.
you
Was
have to.
here. Exactly.
Yeah, after
Like, how could you not, right? Exactly.
God, no bougie.
But
No bougie.
I have a couple of questions for you. I'm going to start off with saying, when you got that call to do the R&B money,
yeah.
like what was that call like? And then being that I follow you, there's a clip that's going around where Tank is like giving you your flowers and you two had a moment.
That was
And
the last night. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that about? If it's not too personal.
No, it's not. I mean,
because y'all both got emotional and I'm a crier. So it made me cry. I was like, what are they crying about? It's beautiful. I just wanted to know, because like men don't really let a lot of people see them be vulnerable, and you let your vulnerable side out in front of all those people and then in front of all of us in the world.
Yeah.
So what was that call like when you got the call?
So Tank, you know, he's such a brother to me, to my headliner family. He's hosted, we have a big R&B party called the Doo-Wop.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And Tank's hosted it a few times, like in Miami and on the road. So about a year and a half ago, after one of the times he hosted, I said, yo, if you ever need a tour DJ, let me know. And a year later, we're doing Super Bowl in Vegas. And he's like, yo, how much? I'm like, how much what? how much you want? What are you talking about?
Right.
How much you want to go on the road? Oh, I don't know. He's like,
that's the party I missed. That's the party I missed. Yeah. I was supposed to be at that party.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And he was like, well, just stay by your phone. My people from Live Nation gonna call you. And they called 2 days later, and we did it from there. And
that's dope.
It was amazing. Like, I'm forever in his gratitude for that. So what you saw, that clip, was the last show in Vegas, because I have 2 daughters, 15-year-old and a 2-year-old. And my 2-year-old daughter, she was born with a medical condition. So she's in and out of the hospital a lot. So at the time when the tour schedule came, she had just gone into the hospital. And it was like, she came out of the hospital 3 days before the tour started. And I was like, well, that's God, because if she was still in there, I would have never left and gone on the road. So, and Tank was following the medical story a lot. He's been, you know, staying in tune with it. So that's why he was like, Fly Guy came on the road with us at a very difficult time, because it was a lot to like see your baby in ICU and you got to go on the road. And then he didn't even know, like, that show, that last week, the last 4 shows, she went back into the hospital. But I didn't tell anybody, because I was like, let me just get through these last 4 shows and then get back home. And so
she okay now?
She's all right. She's a tangible physical miracle. Like, she's an example of the power of prayer and God work.
You know, she's a trooper for real. Shout
to Scarlett.
My baby.
Scarlett, you know
So I was happy to see that. So now you mentioned the Doo-Wop. How did that come about? Like, who bought that? Like, how did you just name a party to Doo-Wop? I see you're a co-creator. So how did that collaboration happen?
My man Mike Gardner from Headliner, in 2016, because this is the 3rd Chris Brown tour that he's done.
Oh, okay.
All right. But in 2016, I think was the first one. And I was like, yo, it kind of be dope if we did like R&B parties before the party or after parties or whatever. And then, but it didn't materialize. And then COVID came, and I was doing what I call the Fly It Storm, like late night slow jam sets, like the Quiet Storm, but the Fly It Storm. And I remember I kept telling the viewers every night, like, yo, wouldn't it be dope if we did this outside when we get back outside? And that kind of turned into, okay, we back outside now, Doo-Wop, thinking about Lauryn Hill, Doo-Wop, that thing, but like that R&B thing to kind of signify what it is. And then I went to Mike and I'm like, yo, now is the time that we should really capitalize on.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was before like the R&B party craze we feel really happened. So we didn't invent the theme,
right? Of course,
but you know what I think we've been blessed to do is stick to the code and the pedigree of what an R&B party is supposed to be, because a lot of them at some point will deviate from the program and start playing other genres, and we don't do that at all.
Stick to the script.
We won't even play the rap verse on an R&B record.
You stick to the script.
Wow,
always.
Exactly.
So you got rules like I have rules with South of the City,
huh? Yeah,
yeah.
Only South music, right?
Yeah.
I need your playlist.
No.
Because I can have it at home. He said he got the R&B.
You got the playlist at home. You would never come to my party.
So no, I would definitely come to it. But I mean, I can have a Flyer Stone at home. No,
you just got to tune in.
No, but I love that you said that. I love that, and I know Commissioner's aboard with that. You know what you just followed up and said. You know, this R&B wave was so crazy is that the top-notch DJs knew that's what we needed to do. Yeah. I don't know if it was just part of the reset button after COVID. So it was like, you know what, we went hard right before COVID. Let's come back a minute. So when they come out, they're safe. They feel safe. It's a mentality, and then we depend on women. Real DJs depend on women, and that's a stated fact. We depend on women. We do a brunch, women are coming 4 deep. A guy's gonna creep in or beg us. Yo, it's gonna be girls. They just come. So the brunch is more for the women. So you can't walk into a Migos record. So the R&B thing that you're saying, man, y'all might have been the ones that triggered the whole wave. Not saying that you started or not started, but it really became a big thing, which it should have been. You know what I mean? Even if they had to, you know, all that type of music in whatever state they're in, they should have still had like a 30 and over brunch somewhere. I even wanted to start a tour like that, but I couldn't get it going because I couldn't get the pieces for the reason you just said, my brother. We could start off from 8 to 12. R&B from 8 to 9:30. Next person get on, and the first record he throw on is a Meek Mill's record. Because somebody came to him and said, "Oh, you're gonna do this all night?" Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
If you it's tough for them to say it, you know.
If you don't want R&B and soul music, this is not the party for you, and that's cool. Like, there's an audience for everything and everybody, but when you come to a doo-wop, you're gonna get everything from Chris Brown to Michelle A. To like all points in between, because then the other thing is like it's not only like 90s R&B, which a lot of people get stuck in that decade. Like, no, we're gonna take you back to the 70s. Perfect example. I think the second doo-wop ever, my first record when I started was Jackson 5 Rockin' Robin. Like, I started with that. And it's interesting to see, like, some people would be like, huh? But then you can't deny the energy of it, and then you just see the wave build and build. And we started it in a very small bar lounge in Wynwood called Racket, and then it grew, and we started doing it at this outside venue called the Urban, which holds like 2,000 people. And we would pack it out with 2,000 people. And then we started doing it on the road, NBA All-Star Weekend in Cleveland. We've done it in Vegas 3 times. We've done it in Texas 3 times. We've done it in LA, Soul Train Awards. So the artists that we get to host it, Chris Brown, Tank, of course, Coco Jones, Maya, Keisha Cole, like the list, Mario, the list goes on and on. But even though it becomes a high profile celebrity attended event, the core of it is still the music. The core of it is still dance. You're still gonna dance at the doo-wop, regardless of your age, demographic, whatever it is. Like, if you 25 or you 55, because they all in there. They all range in there. Because who doesn't like the vibration of R&B music?
I'm an R&B head, but I have a question for all 3 of you now.
Oh God.
No, this is nothing.
Because your questions be out of control.
I'm not. It could be, but this is not it. With the BET special tribute to Usher, with all the females, you guys being DJs, do you think it should have been an all-female tribute, or I think it should have been men, because we have a lot of male R&B singers that can sing. Who would you have picked to perform for that tribute?
I would have picked Chris, of course. I would have picked October London. And I would have picked
I would have picked Raheem.
Usher. Yeah, Raheem would be.
But for what songs? Like, what song would you give Chris Brown to do for the tribute? Okay. And for Raheem DeVaughn, what song you giving him to do?
I'd have give Raheem, I'd have probably had him do Seduction.
Mm.
And then October London could have done Nice and Slow. Because he's incredible.
Who could do Superstar?
I ain't gonna front. Can I go a little old school? because he's not old school, but they have a sexiness. Pause. They got a sexiness that come on stage, and I think that it would have worked because at a award show when they're, congratulating the person there, we also got to put somebody that he looked up to too. Out of winning, got an Eric Benet or a Kim. Superstar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on.
He would have appreciated that, like that, somebody that,
so an OG to come out.
The OG to come out
and he said yes to do something. Kim or Eric Benet to do Superstar.
Yeah.
What about you, Kamish? Who would you pick to do the Usher tribute?
I didn't see it, so
it was all females. So just pick all men that you think should do. Like
I'm trying to think who would do.
Who would do Bad Girl?
I was just about to say who would do Bad Girl. Like
wow,
I'm trying to think who would do that.
They would come out last too. That record is crazy.
Yeah. Who is? Yeah, you stumped me on that one. Who is
Neo? No.
I Neo for Bad Girl. He could, but you know who I was thinking could do Bad Girl because they so good with dancing and like I would think Omarion could do Bad Girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Omarion could do Bad Girl. Mario could do Superstar because he's falsetto pitcher.
Especially
singer.
After he showed off in
The
COVID, Dream
can sing.
Yeah.
The Dream can sing his butt off.
Still though, he can't dance.
No,
he's
I'm
not
talking
a
about
dancer,
singing. I'm just saying if he could have did Superstar because he's falsetto.
Right, but
He
you don't
could've did that.
really need him to rock and to go crazy on Superstar. Bad Girl, he would have had to dance because that's coming.
No, I don't want him doing Bad Girl. I would want Omarion doing Bad Girl for sure.
Yeah, but that's a dope list though.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that.
And Tank brought Omarion out in the LA show, and
They went crazy.
Stupid.
Omarion
Stage
is
show's
dope.
crazy.
Yeah.
Stupid.
All right, here's my all right. Not hypothetical question, but you got it's not hypothetical, but you have to pick one. Don't judge me. Chris Brown, Tank, because that's your man's. Usher, R. Kelly.
In terms of
whose catalog are you going to use? And you can only use their catalog to do a doo-wop party. Who are you rocking out with for a whole doo-wop party?
Name the four again.
Usher, Chris Brown, Tank, R. Kelly. R. Kelly, the artist.
R. Kelly. Easy.
R. Kelly has the most out of all of them.
Yeah.
And Chris Brown's a close second at this point because he's got so many in his 20 years.
Yeah.
But R. Kelly has
30
plus years.
Yeah.
Like
I just want to know who would like really.
And I play R. Kelly in the doo-wop already.
I'm loving
like
that.
I'm not like
I never strayed from that. Never.
Listen, that's where we differ. So like I haven't played R. Kelly in like 7 or 8 years.
And I'm like, Kamish, they don't care.
They don't.
Where you are. Where you are.
I mean,
in Miami, they don't care.
No, I've done it all around the country.
Yo, fam,
really?
Don't care.
They don't care.
I was in Minnesota.
The woman's telling you right here.
They don't care.
Yeah.
I was mad that I didn't get R. Kelly at my birthday party. I got no R. Kelly. You didn't spend.
Somebody is gonna somebody.
I didn't get R. Kelly at my birthday party, and I love R. Kelly.
Fam, I threw on 3 in a row. Back to back.
Then I have a different fan base than all of you in here.
No, you put it on.
No,
my fan base is not allowing it.
Try it and see what happens.
You said try it and see.
Wait, my thing is, why did you stop?
Yeah.
They came to you and said you shouldn't do that.
Yo, I'm not going to tell this person's name, but I went to an AKA party, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went to an AKA party at Taj. Taj hold like 500 people. The joint was packed.
You put R. Kelly on.
I didn't put on anything. I just walked in there. I walked in there, and this is how big of an AKA joint was. The DJs were AKAs.
That's dope.
It was dope,
yeah.
Right? This chick put on, no, I'm not telling you no names, but this chick put on Aaliyah's Back and Forth, and they booed her so crazy.
You know,
they turned around and booed her so crazy. She had to take the record off, and that's not even R. Kelly. That's just him singing in the beginning.
It's two things that could be where. I mean, Fly, you was about to say something.
I would just say, I mean, me in that scenario, I might have leaned all the way into it. Like, oh, y'all gonna front on this? Well, here, take this feeling on your booty. Okay, take this. Take that. Like, let's try to really deny, like,
Yeah.
And because in the beginning, I used to be like, on the mic, I would say when I would play a song, you got to separate the man from the music. I used to say that because I was fearful of the reaction.
I thought you still say that.
No, I stopped saying it.
You stopped
because
saying
I noticed that they don't care.
They don't care.
Once they in the moment, Like listening to it and this comes with all kind of music. Like listening to music in the middle of a party while you got a drink in your hand, you dancing with somebody, you feeling good, whatever, is different than like if you're working out or you're driving in a car and what you choose to listen to on your personal individual time. But how many records in hip hop do we get lost to that talk about murder and killing and shooting and what, you know, whatever it is, but in the moment in the party, anything
it's the
goes.
jam. It's the
Like,
jam.
It's like
So
if
if we're gonna apply that rationale to R. Kelly, then you got to apply it across
the board,
the entire board.
My man, we've been getting it for years. We just oversee it, like you said, it's the feeling, and we got to play. Because I used to get it when I played OPP. I had chicks walking to me, yo, he talking about cheating and got bugging, and he's some new artist, and y'all don't get so I would clearly go. Play it again. It was, you know, it's a big record, and I think that like you said, it's more of the feeling, it's the mood, it's the mode.
I mean, we get this question right now about Diddy. Like some people don't know where they stand on that. Like,
correct.
Like when I'm on Twitch and I'm playing, I'm like, dude, can I play certain records? And people be like, no, you can't.
Well, the beauty of it is that Puff really isn't an artist.
Right.
So it's like, well, so what? You're not gonna play any Bad Boy records?
Like we're not doing that.
The text went out to just not play his verses to where they're going. So, and at the end of the day, the records that are big, you don't really need to play his joint. I one day not concentrating. I threw on the see what I'm saying? No, but the track is so crazy, and they were going crazy. But when the D came on, it was like this.
Yeah, they trying to fight. Like I'm trying to fight out.
But it's the love, and you know we got enough years in where we get that much love, so we'll get a conversation or a question before they boo or whatever because of the status we are, and y'all got to believe that, and you need to do that, R. Kelly. I'm telling you,
need to. Play.
I'm doing 3 joints back to back.
Play R. Kelly.
Just try to see what happens.
Just check and see. I mean, it's not like they're gonna hire another DJ on the spot,
right?
And my thing is, I throw it on and I go, "Yup."
And I am known for cussing the crowd out.
Are you? You curse at the crowd?
What?
Yeah.
I'm known for that. He's seen it.
Yeah.
What do you
Listen, I would tell you like going back to his doo-wop party, right?
Yeah.
And he has specific rules. I was doing that 10 years ago at South in the City where I was like, listen, and I would get on the mic and he used to see me. I would get on the mic and be like, this is South in the City.
Mm-hmm.
We playing all Southern hip hop and R&B from start to finish.
Right.
If you ask me for some Rihanna, she's from Barbados. That's not the South. If you ask me for Drake, he's from Canada.
Yeah.
That's not the South.
That's not the South.
I used to do that all the time. Don't ask me for anybody from New York.
Right. Because you South in the City.
I know we live here.
Right.
But you hear this all the time.
Right.
You are here for South in the City.
Yep.
If you about that life, stay right here.
Oh, okay.
If you're not about that life, the door's over there. You know what I'm saying?
And I just did the theme that you have mentioned. I just let my hands talk because I always stay in party mode. It's tough, you know. You want to satisfy everybody, but it's always the minute 1 or 2 people, and they sitting there like this.
And I used to be the DJ that would focus on that person, and it would throw me off.
Yeah,
really.
I got out of that.
What am I doing wrong that these 2 people are not having a good time?
Right.
And then, you know, years in the business, you learn first of all, you can't please everybody.
Right.
You never don't. It's like shouldn't even try.
When did you learn that?
Probably 2018.
Yeah, so everybody had to learn.
So a full 10 years later.
Yeah,
you have to learn because I know what he's saying. You're looking at him and go, okay, I got the headbutt. It's always a headbutt. Somebody gets up and they doing some stupid dance to some song that you're doing, and you ain't expect them to get up. That's the headbutt. Okay, I'm gonna build it right there. Somebody gonna cut a girl or a guy, got him. Then these 2 over here. You see it, and it's like a spotlight's on them. So you're like, okay, well, let me get them. I'm gonna get them. You're concentrating to that corner, but 3/4 of that room.
Just concentrate on me. I'm going to dance in the middle of
it's tough,
on the
like
middle of the floor
tough.
the whole time. I'm with you, DJ. I got you.
Well, you know how it is. You remember how Roseland was? We used to
Yeah.
Roseland with 2,500 people, and the DJ says in the middle stage, and out of 2,500 doing this, it's
2.
1 person, and she right here with her back on the stage, and she doing this. Look, she like this.
I mean,
and turn around looking up at me, and I'm like, Ma, what's good?
Angry.
I mean,
angry girl.
He plays in an outdoor joint in Miami that's 2,000. Like you The booth isn't necessarily in the middle of the joint because there's like a whole other side to it.
Yeah.
What
But-
spot is that?
but you
It's called the Urban.
The Urban. It's a beautiful space too.
Is that where you took us? That place?
Yes, you went
Yes.
to that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Are you going to be? Are you not going to be there?
He's doing bigger things now. He's doing bigger things.
Well, you
Not
gonna-
while I'll be there, but just not next month.
Next month?
Yeah.
August?
Next month.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if he could see the room,
Yeah.
you know, sometime now, and this is what we're talking about, the social media era now, right?
Yeah.
So we're in a space where as DJs, about 40% of the room ain't moving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's on their
40% of the
phone.
room is
Yeah.
on
But
their
everybody's
phone.
on their phone.
Everybody's on their
How
phone.
do you feel
Again,
about people
that-
being on their phones while you on the set? Like,
But that don't really happen when I'm on the set
because they too busy singing.
Mhm.
or dancing.
That's
Mhm.
great.
Don't really happen, especially at the doo-wop. That's why the doo-wop is so
Gotta go
special.
to a doo-wop.
I
I'm telling
love
you,
it.
that's why.
I
it's so
gotta
special.
come to a doo-wop. When's the next doo-wop?
Don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, my guy, he got the rest of the Chris Brown tours to do, and then we got to
Okay.
figure out where in Miami we're gonna do it. But hopefully sooner than later.
Are you finished with the Chris Brown tour for right now?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am.
How was that experience?
Well, just doing the app, it was like I think we did because the Tank tour and the Chris tour aligned in Chicago on the same night. So that was the first party we did. That was a doo-wop,
Okay.
and both of them hosted it, and that was amazing. Then last week we did DC and Atlanta.
Mm.
Both of those, Atlanta's a lot.
Atlanta's always
Atlanta gets it in.
Yeah, Atlanta's always a lot.
We did like 4,000 people in Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
that was.
Really?
I'll
it
see
was
Atlanta
Chris Brown
next
and
month.
Money Long.
Oh,
It was
yeah?
like, yeah, yes. And then we just did Orlando on
The 12th.
2 days ago,
Mhm.
whatever it was. And then they're in Houston tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
But I'll still be here. So yeah.
Oh,
If you could
okay.
pick one,
Mm.
your lane with the clubs and how you set things up, and like you said, you got your business, you got your old crew, you got your new crew, you're doing all these great ideas, which is really great. I applaud you for that, for setting up your own lane. If you can do that or just tours, which one would you do?
Ooh.
Parties or just tours?
Parties or just tours? Because you didn't signify how great you're on tour. So artists always, because you could be doing a show and another artist that come on after him or before and be like, hey, can you do my set?
That's tough because again, like I said, like the energy in a party is different because I love to see people dance, even though like they danced on the tour, like there's only so much dancing you can do like in an auditorium, like in your seat or in the aisle,
Right.
Mhm.
you know. But it's something about seeing like 500, 1,000 people moving. Like it's just
Yes.
it's not that one is better or worse than the other one, but I think I would prefer to continue in parties and not only big
Yeah.
room, like small, intimate
Yeah.
rooms too.
Yeah.
But that's just for me. I guess it was a real blessing for me because unlike a lot of DJs that got to come up practicing in their rooms, because I started so late in the game,
Mm.
all my practice was live, was in front of people. Because I
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
have the money to have equipment.
You was guinea
So I
pigging people.
that's why I was so bad in it. Yeah, I practiced in real time.
But that's a hell of an experience. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
dope,
you
though.
still, you still
Look
learning.
where-
this
look
stuff.
To be
how
honest with
great
you,
you
I
are.
was the same way when I first came up. By the time I got to, I was at St. John's for a year and a half. I was on a radio station there. We didn't have a mixer. We didn't have a mixer.
I didn't listen to the show. when you was
So the
at
first
St.
time
John.
I got, I had my first weekly was 2,000 at Envy.
Mhm.
I still didn't have turntables in my house.
Mm.
I didn't get turntables until 2 years later. Envy was practice.
Mhm. That's crazy.
Envy and Cheetah was practice.
Damn,
That was the only
wow.
time I got a chance to touch anything for the week.
Superstar over here.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So how does it make you feel when you hear all these hip hop artists? Like I heard Joe Budden talk about you on his show,
Mm.
and then Tank talk about you even still, and Chris Brown mentioned you, I think on the R&B Money
Oh, did he? I don't know.
interview. I think he did. But I seen a clip where he did, and you see him dancing and singing at your parties. How does that make you feel to watch you come from starting late in the game, and then it's like you caught up to everybody that's like really killing it?
I think I just attribute it to dedication to the craft, number one,
Mhm.
because a lot of what I went through was a lot of hate in the beginning, but people telling me you never carry crates of records, so you're not a real DJ.
You got that talk?
For years.
That's a hell of a
For
fucking
years,
conversation. That's a hell of a
years.
conversation to get.
You never did this, so you're not this. You didn't do this, so you're not that. And I'm like, well, you started with Serato. I started on vinyl, and they would say basically that took away from my validity as a DJ. And I'm like, well, okay, if I started in the Serato era, then what I'm going to do, I'll make sure that I played on turntables, Serato vinyl and needles, and learn that way so that I could stay as close to the foundation of the art form as possible, because of what I'm worried about what this person is saying about, you know, about me not being a real DJ or whatever. So I went through that for like 4 or 5 years. And then, because before I DJ'd, I rap. So I used to kind of have a similar thinking to like somebody like a Soulja Boy, where he was, you can't help when you were born, you can't help when you fell in love with something, you can't help when you started. So Soulja Boy never had to buy DAT tapes or know about a DAT machine or ADATs or reels, like, you know, recording in the 90s and taking 2-inch reels to the studio. But you can't fault him for that. Right. So you can't fault me for starting on Serato, because I obviously got good enough to where people respond to it. And now I look at, what about somebody who is 15 years old right now that wants to be a DJ, and all they know is controllers. That's because you can't help how technology is moving. So we look at this person and say, you don't deserve the chance to be in this craft, in this business, in this industry, because of when you were born or when you chose to start something. So the whole, like, a lot of my experiences were very negative in the beginning, and I took that and used that as that fuel to get good.
And that's the type of thing that's another thing with this show, them just hearing that, because there's a lot of young DJs like I've been patching them to the show and stuff. They hear it. They heard a lot of stuff about our other guests and stuff. That's the type of thing. You take those as challenges. Because no matter what you do in life, you're going to run across some kind of challenge. You're going to run around good days, bad days. You just work hard to make sure you got more good days than bad. Because even that, when you master your craft, you're going to have some detailed type of object to test you. I've gotten to a party and forgot my needles. You know what I mean? I had to run to the nearest store.
Charger.
See, and that's the new wave. You forgot your charger. You know, me, I forgot my needles. You know what I'm saying? I forgot my mats to the turntable. You know what I mean? I had the rubber joints on there. So it was all
forgetting headphones and stuff like that.
When it was a necessity. You know what I mean? So
do you use headphones when you mix it?
Sometimes. We talked about it earlier, but I don't hear that well.
Oh, for real?
My hearing's been messed up for at least 10 years.
Is that because of the music and the loudspeakers, or is it?
It's about definitely because keeping the booth volume all the way up, you know, and in some of the clubs I've done, like in the past, like Live, Story, like the booth monitors are like taller than me, and they'll be on both sides of you, you know. So for me, in order to, like, you know, feel the music, they got to be loud. That's why you amaze me that you DJ with phone headphones, like the earbuds. That's wild to me. Like, I don't know how you do it.
Me too. I got one wire.
That's
and they ain't trying to be cute.
No,
talking for me.
Like,
I'm you know, I came from the wire.
I'll be honest with you. When I first started, again, not having anything until 2 years after I'm already in the club. When I started, I never used monitors.
Wow.
Yeah, I
didn't. At the radio station, we had very small monitors, and it was not great. So I never. It was noisy to me, so I never really used it. I just used the headphones. Well, and even my headphones are not loud. Like,
that's crazy.
Well, to ask you, just in case anybody is listening and they run across that or think, "Damn, I'm gonna mess up my hearing," you know, in that way. Do you think that there's an option of things they can do, you know, other than having the music loud, or because sometimes that take practice of just listening and you know, we learn bar counts as DJs. We learn bar counts, so our mixing ability, our hearing levels. Is it an option you think?
I mean, you definitely don't have to have the monitors loud. It just it becomes a comfort thing. Like, it becomes just, you know, it's weird because if the monitor isn't loud, you think that the room isn't loud. So
I go through that.
Raise the volume. That's why we start the red line, and then engineers and sound engineers, they look at us like
you crazy.
Because you start like, oh, okay, it really is loud out there. And you know, that just comes from habit of keeping the volume up, because you feel like the louder it is, the more it's knocking, the more you feel it, the more the crowd will feel it, and then you get into this cycle of damaging your hearing. The monitors do not have to be loud at all. Definitely, you can wear earplugs and hear the music at the same time, but it's about a comfort level. Like, how loud do you want to hear it? Unfortunately, it's a catch-22 for me. I like it loud. I have to have it loud, otherwise it starts to affect my performance. So like when you got people in the DJ booth with you and they're looking like,
get your butt out the booth then.
Don't come in.
I'm not turning it down.
But that's also how you know that he's playing in some rooms with some sound system.
Yeah. He got some good sound around him.
Yeah.
Well, I got a hypothetical, but you said you had a hypothetical.
No, that was my Chris Brown when I want to know who he was gonna pick with the doo-wop party.
Oh, that was.
But that not even to be hypothetical.
Uh-huh.
You do listen to hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So since it's the Kendrick and Drake thing, do you think it's over for Drake? Do you think Kendrick like ended him, or he just gonna take a couple of years and be quiet?
I don't even think it's gonna take a couple of years.
No.
You don't think
He'll be out before the end of the summer.
Yeah, like
You think
definitely
so?
before the end of the year.
he should sit down for a few minutes?
No, you don't have to.
Nah, I mean,
No, I don't think so.
You go
He
back.
got it's like we don't get to miss him. I want to miss you
But
with your music.
But think about this. Jay dropped an album every single year for 15 years.
Mhm.
He didn't take time off. That's why he was number one for so
many
long.
summers. Yeah.
So Jay wasn't like Maxwell, where like he would wait 7 years and then come back with it. Every single fourth quarter, you got an album from Jay-Z.
Yep.
You didn't think about, well, damn, I want to miss Jay.
There was two
Take
people that was
some
doing that.
time
It was
off,
Jay
like-
at one time, and Mariah did 8 straight years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
So
You know what I mean?
you know,
I'm all draked out.
but think about it. But like nobody, you're not forced to listen to him.
No, I'm not.
You know,
I pick and choose when I want. I mean, he got good music. It's just that
can't deny that.
when the music is on every third song on the radio, it gets to be
Stop
a bit
listening
much.
to the radio.
Yeah, that's why you guys are here up there now. Get y'all outside the booth. What do you think about the radio playing just saying 30 or 40 songs every
That's how
hour?
it's always been. Unless
I know.
it's a mix show, but that's okay. For example, I'll tell you a short story. When I was trying to still pursue getting a record deal, and I went to a radio station with my song, trying to get my song in the rotation, the program director looked at me and said, "So, what about your record is going to make me take this Drake record out of rotation? Because my ad buyers are depending on people listening to hear the ads that are financing the station.
Sheesh.
And if they don't hear this record, they're going to change and go to another station. So
Mm.
why would I remove that and put you in?" And I didn't have the answer,
Politics.
Wow.
as usual.
That's insane.
So they really told you that?
In my
Yeah, that's
in my
politics.
face.
Wow.
And I appreciated it
Mhm.
because it was like, oh, now I really understand what this
yeah,
game
that's
is.
why it's a competition for real all day long.
And
You
it's
have to
like-
knock somebody
Right,
out.
and it
of
gives you
the
an
game.
Yeah.
option to
Like,
either
I'm
go
not-
back to the studio, make something,
or just not play that game. I'm like, okay,
What was your rap name?
Black Guy.
It was Fly Guy.
I was just about to mention that. Like, it's a good point that you mentioned that because you do have 5 albums out, right? 4,
I got 7.
7.
Seven
All-
rap
all
albums?
independent,
Yeah.
Yeah. I only
Yeah.
DJ to support my rap habit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So can you spit something for me real quick?
I knew it was gonna get to
Oh,
that.
I didn't know you was a rapper. So we're gonna have our first DJ do a rap. Come on, Fly Guy.
No, he's got like
Yeah,
definitely
why
he dropped
not?
like you dropped like 2 or 3 projects during COVID. 2 projects.
Two.
Yeah.
One on my, because I like to drop on my birthday in May. So
Mhm.
like 2020, I did 40 because I turned 40, so I dropped 40 on my
Mhm.
birthday, and then 2021. But every year,
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. So I'm ready.
Back in the day, somebody beat on the table like, let's get Acapulco.
Yes.
white on white linen, Lord knows that I've been sinning, surrounded by women you adore. They know the difference. This is rap caviar, tab heavy at the bar. Shots of rep. Nah, see, come on.
Come on.
Nah, sorry.
Don't throw 'em off.
That's that. But you know, but that's something that I would say my first passion is making hip hop music. What I like
Yeah.
to say, adult contemporary
Okay.
rap music, like something that people can listen to over 40 and not feel.
In the
out of place.
category of whom?
Who I've heard,
Yeah. Like who inspired you to
Big
do
Daddy
rap?
Kane,
Okay.
mixed with Scarface.
Okay.
So those two right there, like.
So the albums and the rap was before the Serato game or during?
I've been making music since I was 15.
Oh, okay.
See, but when you got that question about coming in with the Serato game, I think you should do that out them because you in the game. You've been in the game.
That's
You know
why,
what I
like, I found it funny when people would try to like check my music card or my music knowledge, and I'm
Mhm.
like, you don't even understand the household I grew up in. Like,
Right.
my older brother was editor in chief of the Source magazine in the 90s.
Talk
outta
about
here.
outside the booth.
Like
Info.
two bedroom doors down from me was the
Mm.
editor in chief of the Source. So you can't check my hip hop card, my music card, any of that.
Were you ever in the Source?
I was in 1999. No, 2000. I was in 2000.
Huge year.
Okay.
That was a big
2000,
magazine.
yeah.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. I was in
Jesus.
2000. And then
Nice.
he left. He went to BET after that, and then from there. But
The
yeah, he
rest
was there
is
from
history.
94 to 2000.
So if you can tell anybody that's up and coming rapper or DJ, what advice would you give them? Or what advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self, I would tell, do your best not to let the opinions of other people affect your trajectory. Because being an emotional guy that I am, sensitive guy that I am, as the videos on Instagram have shown, you know, a little emotional. But I think that, and it's difficult to do, but you got to try your best to not let the outside opinions influence how you feel about yourself.
Right.
And know that if you're truly passionate and committed to something, it doesn't matter what people think. You know, and that's the thing with anybody that knows me knows I do all this art because it's art from a place of passion. Money and all the accolades or whatever, that's all cool. But the foundation of it is I truly love what I do. And I think people can see that when they come to my parties, or they kind of see it for themselves. Get that energy.
We down there. I'm about to catch the flight.
I gotta come. We should go for August.
No, we gonna talk to them and get the date.
August is a busy month for both of us, right? Like we're not
I'm going to meet you guys at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, we'll be up there.
He already told me I could come. You told me I could come, so I got my invite.
Yeah,
Are you coming to Martha's Vineyard?
I need the date because you know I'm with
14th, August 14th.
I land the 13th with Case in them, so I'm running around. But if I gotta bring Case, we got something to do.
So for everybody,
August 31st at Dumbo House.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm coming to both.
I'm not supposed to promote that publicly, but
yeah.
Okay, I won't say it again.
It's too late now. It's on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
So, you know, you are an artist, right? And you identify yourself as an artist. You tell people that all the time,
which the photography comes from.
I was just about to say that. During COVID, you picked up a camera. Talk about that for a little bit.
Photography was something I fell in love with in high school, inspired by Gordon Parks, and never had a chance to really pursue it professionally. COVID comes. Obviously, we're not working. And then as I'm watching TV, watching like the George Floyd protests and like the people dying from COVID and all of that, and I'm looking at all the coverage here in New York and DC and LA and Minneapolis. And I'm like, but Miami's going through the same struggles. I'm out in the protests every day. And something was like, yo, grab your camera, go out and start capturing what's happening in Miami. Not thinking that it was going to become eventually a book that I self-published, that it would become a photo exhibition, that it would lead to other opportunities. But it became like this movement called To Miami with Love, because it was like a 256-page coffee table book of imagery, black and white imagery of Miami's COVID experience.
What's the name of the book?
To Miami with Love.
To Miami with Love. And that's on Amazon or everywhere?
It sold out 3 times, so I stopped making it. I was
what?
like, if you had it, you had it. If you got it, you got it. And if you don't, then you missed it.
So I can't get one?
Wow. Congratulations.
That's on that. Awesome. Congratulations.
That led to another photo exhibit. And then where now the city of Miami has deemed my work part of Miami's official history. So everything from the 1600s with the Seminole Indians to the photos I took in 2020.
And that's in a museum in Miami?
Yep.
What museum is it?
History Miami.
History Miami. So I have to go there to see the book.
Gotta go there.
But you can't touch it.
No.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like they'll show it to you. They might white glove you. They might give you white gloves and let you look through it, or they will flip the pages for you.
How many copies do you have at home for your mom?
My mother has 1. I have 1. My brother has 2.
That's awesome. That's really
please, y'all. Please
support.
Y'all listening, man. Don't just take this conversation just as a conversation. Please listen to the details of that conversation. This man said he published a book. He was talking fast and going over it, but he's saying that he published a book. That's all I hear is him, and all I hear is a fly guy dealing with challenges. And you know, this is the outside the booth. We talk about everything, and if this ain't enough outside the booth information for you, man, you're open to do a lot of things, man. Publishing books, photography, that's crazy.
This brother here, so that book publishing and everything that led me to my current photography project, which now you and I have to have a conversation, because this one now is all about DJs. It's called BPM, Beats, Picks, and Masters. So I had a photo exhibition at Dumbo House, and he sat on the panel. And what this is about is bringing the awareness to the psychological, financial, and mental strain that we go through as DJs, that the public, the party goers, have no idea about. The stresses of our industry, the no sleep, no eating, no health insurance, no 401k, you know, maybe drug addiction, whatever vices are, anything that we are affected by in order for us, alcoholism, maybe whatever it takes for us to do our job that they don't know that we go through. That's what this project is about. So this is all about like portrait shots of DJs.
That's awesome.
So it's not about like DJs DJing, but it's about look at the camera, just show me the eyes.
Right.
And so it's like the faces of the goal is to get 300 DJs across the country. I'm up to like 160 something on it. But
I'm 167.
I'm definitely in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you 167. You know I'm close.
I'm definitely in it, but I will tell you this: I never posted about that, right? And I still have this stuff, and I'm always look at it every few weeks. I look at it, I'm like, I should post this. But that discussion panel was like, to me, was a therapy session.
It really was.
Yeah. Like that should have been televised.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys put it on Amazon Prime under your account?
Well, there's no full footage of it.
There is no full.
But I mean,
you can
we could always do it again.
Yeah.
Because now, since they see what it's about, and if it was therapeutic for you, and for
it was definitely therapeutic.
You guys could do it.
I had access to that when I started DJing. I saw something like that because there was DJs, you know, right before me. I came right behind the vets. Like I started 86, 87. If I saw a panel like that or some kind of thing with information about everything you named in that, I definitely would have been in a greater position. You know, it took us years to get into that better position because we wound up coming up with responsibilities because we're still living life, and that's what made us change. But definitely that can help on the lookout. Mass of people.
I can't wait to see what this new book or
Yeah.
Is it going to be a book?
It's going to be an exhibition,
and I'm going to be able to get a copy of this book because I'm interested. Like I was telling you when we met downstairs, I love my DJs, and like Knuckles was telling you when I had the idea, it was all because the idea came from us all sitting down at Nicki's memorial.
Right.
It was a bunch of DJs, and they were all sitting there talking, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching. I'm like,
this is something.
And it was nothing for us. She just sitting there staring at us like we weirdos. We talking, we like.
But we're all sharing our party experiences. Me being a party goer and them being the DJs, and I'm just watching them share all these different stories, and I'm like,
because we came from different generations and different types of places. Like he'll tell me about, you know, LA and the full parties and the downtown parties. I'm telling him about the uptown and all the tours, you know, and then what's his name that does Central
Corner Social.
Prince is mentioning his different genres of people that he got in his party. And I'm like, you know, my cards look at the difference and she just
I'm just sitting there watching. And then I came to Commish a couple of months ago and I was like, listen, because I was sitting on it for a whole year.
Yeah.
I was sitting on this idea for a whole year. I was saying I wanted to do it and everything. And I came to Commish and I came to Knuckles. Only two I came to. And I said, I want to do Outside the Booth. And then I'll focus on this. And here we are.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Talking to a fly guy.
Yeah, talking to a fly guy, a published author, photographer. You're in the museum, you're on tours, and all of this success that you have. I just hope that you continue to have the best success. I thank you so much for coming and coming through.
Hold on.
Ain't got a question?
I don't have a question. It's a FAMU shout out.
Shout
out to T. Crosby. FAMU was in a
one time for the rally. I went to FAMU. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so you didn't DJ at all in FAMU?
No. 28 years old, I started, brother.
Wow.
28.
That's awesome.
I thought you did.
Which coincidentally is when I started drinking alcohol. I never drank before that either.
You know what?
Really?
A lot of DJs right there start.
Listen, I didn't start drinking until I started DJing. Yeah.
Yo, my first drink was the rum and coke at 28.
Yo,
get out of here.
Yeah.
That's somebody was like, here. I was like,
what is this?
I started a little younger than y'all. I was like 20. I was like 23 when I started.
I started finding records in the crate. I ain't see.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, Fly Guy.
Thank you.
Me
so
personally,
much.
DJ Knuckles. I got a team. I love these guys to death. But me personally, I love people with history, and I love people with history in detail.
Thank you.
You know, to see where the creation came, and you're just blessed, and I'm honestly looking forward to your future, and hopefully, me and Commish can be part of it. Well, he's already there. I could be part of that future because we travel and I probably was passing you or somewhere you was and just appreciate the music. So I'm glad I got to meet you today, man.
I'm coming to a doo-wop or two.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on
that
it.
museum. Hold on.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I love this guy.
Yes, sir.
This is my brother. Doo-wop is not the only thing that you have.
Nah, but
you have a joint called Crates. We didn't even talk about it.
What's Crates?
Crates is the hip hop version of doo-wop.
Really?
So when
he gotta come back. We need another session with you.
I was trying to do Crates because I knew I couldn't do doo-wop. Not saying that I can't do it.
Right.
But doo-wop has its own stratosphere right now, right?
Own entity.
So I figured I can come do Crates and earn my way into doo-wop at some point.
You gotta earn that, brother. You know you.
So is Crates, is that a mixture of everything?
Crates is all hip hop.
All hip hop.
Crates is all hip hop.
So it's no R&B.
Zero.
Jesus,
just
Christ.
like doo-wop.
This man has
hip-hop.
he got a blueprint and a formula. You gotta come back.
And it's like
it's really crazy.
Deep in the Crates.
Yeah.
With hip hop. Yeah.
So where do you do that? Crate party.
Now we only do it in Miami, but we're trying to, because that's new, it's fresh. So we're trying to build it and hopefully expand it like doo-wop.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Oh yeah.
That's gonna be as good as the panel you do, because that's gonna collect a lot of new people in the business. Because they really want to see a lot of them. You play it in the party, you're like, oh, you playing this old stuff. But if it's set up and these themes work when you stick to them, man.
Oh, even in our promo, like you'll see like a Slick Rick video, a Ghetto Boys video, a Ball, a MJG, a Jay-Z video, a Outkast video, a Do or Die, Poe Pimp. Like you'll see all of that in a montage just to let you know what you're coming to.
Oh
so
yeah,
not like only East Coast or only West Coast.
It fascinates me because it's in Miami. So for us in New York, when we think of Miami, we don't think of Slick Rick,
right?
You know what I mean? I've seen Slick Rick in Miami before.
Right.
When he came out of prison, I saw him his first performance. I saw it in Miami, but I don't think about, oh, they playing that, or they playing, Diggable Planets or something like that, or Tribe Called Quest. I'm not thinking that they playing that in a club in Miami.
Yeah.
But think about it. When that music was out, and we were of age, and we were watching Yo MTV Raps. That's what we were seeing.
Yeah.
Listening to the radio. That's what we were hearing. So no matter what city you lived in, at some broad stroke, you still had that as your reference for.
Right. But we would have to be there in Miami to see that y'all understood that or was watching that, because we go down there and we looking for, even we of age, we looking for this and that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The finesse and sick quiz, you know what I mean? To see what y'all playing and stuff like that, not knowing. Y'all do Big Mike hard, but you'll throw that, that Q-Tip, that third record on the album. And I didn't know about that. Because of the visual format that was laid out. And, I think that New York has been so supreme. Sometimes we forget how powerful y'all came. It wasn't even how powerful y'all are down south in the different trimesters of music to the Midwest. It's how powerful y'all came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Outkast got on the mic and said, look, I got something to say. And then the South
saying it ever
boom.
Since.
Exactly.
Saying it ever since. Yeah.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
I appreciate y'all, man.
I appreciate you for coming through. Everybody give a good one time for DJ A Fly Guy for coming.
Somebody tell me Fly Guy was here.
Stepped outside the booth.
That's a montage I do, man. I definitely try to do it to all the DJs. I've done it at parties and somebody go, yo, you gotta do my name. So Fly Guy, you heard that, bro. You heard that, bro.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna do it at a doo-wop one day.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we definitely gotta go.
You gonna do you let guest DJs come in and get on your doo-wop? Get out of here. Oh, okay.
So you definitely we're gonna swap numbers information.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, we 25 years in, and we've been so busy. I haven't heard him play since Justice. Like that's how bad it is. And he popped up on me just recently.
Yeah,
we got an old school bar similar to it, like you said, small, cozy, intimate, where you could do it and you can't play nothing new. And he came
popped
in
up on a Sunday.
He popped up and we was in there blacking out. So we playing everything.
I love that Sunday party
all the way to like that was whatever.
Good. That was good. I had a good time when I went there.
Yeah, and I feel, and that's the thing. Maybe you already doing it, and that's a gold mine you have, and I'm glad that somebody's doing it the right way, man.
I want to go to Miami to do that. I want that.
It's already and funny, I mentioned that to him. I was like, yo, every city show I went, I'll never forget. I went to Chicago and we used to do Don Juan Bishop's parties, and you can't play nothing new, and they in there You know,
They're not doing
and
that
they go outside and then they
They're not
shoot.
doing that move.
Yeah.
They're not
You
doing
see,
that
it
move.
took too long, but you
I
actually
was
started.
say they
weren't doing
weren't
it?
doing that move. They weren't doing that move. But look, we're not gonna hold Fly Guy up
Fly Guy,
anymore.
yes.
We got things to do. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all stay tuned with A Fly Guy. It's at A Fly Guy on IG.
Yep.
I'm your girl BX.
Mr. 212, fourth quarter boy. What up?
And DJ Kamish. I'm out of here. This is Outside the Booth.
Yes.
We're right on time today, but
Yeah.
Outside the Booth. Make sure you follow us on
IG.
YouTube and IG
Yep.
at Outside the Booth, right?
Yes. Yes. And y'all know this is the only place your favorite DJs come to step outside the booth and share their experiences. I'm your girl BX, DJ Knuckles, Kamish, and the one and only Fly Guy.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming in. Y'all stay tuned.
Somebody told me outside the booth was here.
Hey.